Gospel of Thomas. These are the words of the secret. They were revealed by the Living Yeshua. Didymus Judas Thomas wrote them down. Yeshua said, "Whoever lives the interpretation of these words will no longer taste death." Yeshua said, "Whoever searches must continue to search until they find. When they find, they will be disturbed, and being disturbed, they will marvel and will reign over all." Yeshua said, "If those who guide you say, 'Look, the kingdom is in the sky,' then the birds are closer than you. If they say, 'Look, it is in the sea,' then the fish already know it. The kingdom is inside you, and it is outside you. When you know yourself, then you will be known, and you will know that you are the child of the living Father. But if you do not know yourself, you will live in vain, and you will be vanity." Yeshua said, "An aged person will not hesitate to ask a 7-day-old infant about the place of life, and that person will live. Many of the first will make themselves last, and they will become one." Yeshua said, "Recognize what is in front of you, and what is hidden from you will be revealed. There is nothing hidden that will not be revealed." His disciples questioned him, "Should we fast? How should we pray? How should we give alms? What rules of diet should we follow?" Yeshua said, "Stop lying. Do not do that which is against your love. You are naked before heaven. What you hide will be revealed. Whatever is veiled will be unveiled." Yeshua said, "Fortunate is the lion eaten by a human, for the lion becomes human. Unfortunate is the human eaten by a lion, for human becomes lion." Yeshua said, "A human being is like a good fisherman who casts his net into the sea. When he pulls it out, he finds a multitude of little fish. Among them there is one fine, large fish. Without hesitation, he keeps it and throws all the small fish back into the sea. Those who have ears, let them hear." Yeshua said, "Once a sower went out and sowed a handful of seeds. Some fell on the road and were eaten by birds. Some fell among the thorns, which smothered their growth, and the worms devoured them. Some fell among the rocks and could not take root. Others fell on fertile ground, and their fruits grew up toward heaven, and they produced 60 and 120 units per measure." Yeshua said, "I have sown fire upon the world, and now I tend it to a blaze." Yeshua said, "This sky will pass away, and the one above it will also pass away. The dead have no life, and the living have no death. On days when you ate what was dead, you made it alive. When you are in the light, what will you do? When you were one, you created two. But now that you are two, what will you do?" The disciples said to Yeshua, "We know that you will leave us, who will be great among us then?" Yeshua told them, "When you find yourselves at that point, go to James the just. All that concerns heaven and earth is his domain." Yeshua said to his disciples, "What am I like for you? To what would you compare me?" Simon Peter said, "You are like a righteous angel." Matthew said, "You are like a wise philosopher." Thomas said, "Master, my mouth could never utter what you are like." Yeshua told him, "I am no longer your master, because you have drunk and become drunken, and from the same bubbling source from which I spring." Then he took him aside and said 3 words to him. When Thomas returned to his companions, they questioned him, "What did Yeshua tell you?" Thomas answered, "If I told you even one of the things he said to me, you would pick up stones and throw them at me, and fire would come out of those stones and consume you." Yeshua said to them, "If you fast, you will be at fault. If you pray, you will be wrong. If you give to charity, you will corrupt your mind. When you go into any land and walk through the countryside, if they welcome you, eat whatever they offer you. You can heal their sick. It is not what goes into your mouth that defiles you. It is what comes out of your mouth that defiles you." Yeshua said, "When you see someone who is not born from a womb, then prostrate yourselves and give worship, for this is your Father." Yeshua said, "People may think that I have come to bring peace to the world. They do not know that I have come to sow division upon the earth, fire, sword, war. When there are 5 in a house, 3 will be against 2, and 2 against 3. Father against son, and son against father. And they will stand, and they will be alone and simple." Yeshua said, "I will give you that which no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no hand has touched, and no human heart has conceived." The disciples asked Yeshua, "Tell us, what will be our end?" Yeshua answered, "What do you know of the beginning, so that you now seek the end? Where the beginning is, the end will also be. Blessed are those who abide in the beginning, for they will know the end and will not taste death." Yeshua said, "Blessed is the one who is before existing. If you become my disciples and listen to my words, these stones will serve you. In paradise there are 5 trees that do not change from summer to winter. Their leaves do not fall. Whoever knows them will not taste death." The disciples asked Yeshua, "Tell us, what is the kingdom of heaven like?" He answered them, "It is like a grain of mustard, the tiniest of all seeds. When it falls upon well-plowed ground, it becomes a great tree, where birds of heaven will come to rest." Mary asked Yeshua, "What are your disciples like?" He answered, "They are like little children, who have gone into a field that does not belong to them. When the owners return and say, 'Give us back our field,' they will remove their clothes, see themselves naked before the owners, and leave the field to them. This is why I say, if the master of the house knows that a thief is coming, He will be vigilant and not allow the thief to break into the house of his kingdom, or carry off his goods. Thus, you should be vigilant toward the world. Strengthen yourselves with great energy, or the robbers will find a way to get to you. The profit that you are counting on will be found by them. May there be a wise person among you. When the crop is ripe, he comes immediately and harvests it with his sickle. Those who have ears, let them hear. Yeshua saw some infants being nursed at the breast. He said to his disciples, "These nursing infants are like those who enter the kingdom." The disciples asked him, "Then shall we become as infants to enter into the kingdom?" Yeshua answered them, "When you make the two into one, when you make the inner like the outer, and the high like the low, when you make the male and the female into a single one, so that the male is not male and the female is not female, when you have eyes in your eyes, a hand in your hand, a foot in your foot, and an icon in your icon, then you will enter into the kingdom." Yeshua said, "I will choose one of you from 1,000, and 2 of you from 10,000, and they will stand as one, alone and simple." His disciples asked, "Teach us about the place where you dwell, for we must seek it." He told them, "Those who have ears, let them hear. There is light within people of light, and they shine it upon the world. But if they do not shine it, what darkness?" Yeshua said, "Love your brother and your sister as your soul. Protect them as you do the pupil of your eye." Yeshua said, "You see the sliver in your brother's eye, but you do not see the log in your own eye. When you remove the log from your eye, then you will see clearly enough to remove the sliver from your brother's eye." Yeshua said, "If you do not fast from the world, you will not find the kingdom. If you do not celebrate the Sabbath as a Sabbath, you will not know the Father." Yeshua said, "I stood in the midst of the world and revealed myself to them in the flesh. I found them all intoxicated. Not one of them was thirsty, and my soul grieved for the children of humanity. For they are blind in their hearts, they do not see. They came naked into the world, and naked they will leave it. At this time they are intoxicated. When they have vomited out their wine, they will return to themselves." Yeshua said, "If flesh came into being because of spirit, it is a wonder. But if spirit came into being because of flesh, it is a wonder of wonders. Yet the greatest wonders is this: how is it that this being, which is, inhabits this nothingness?" Yeshua said, "Where there are 3 gods, they are gods. Where there are 2 or 1, I am with them." Yeshua said, "No one is a prophet in his own village. No one is a physician in his own home." Yeshua said, A strong city built upon a high mountain cannot be destroyed, cannot be hidden. Yeshua said, "What you hear with your ears, tell it to other ears, and proclaim it from the rooftops. No one lights a lamp so that it will be put under a basket or hidden somewhere. Rather, one puts it upon a stand so that all who enter and leave may see the light." Yeshua said, "When a blind person leads another blind person, they both fall into a pit." Yeshua said, "One cannot capture the house of the strong except by tying their hands. Then everything can be overturned." Yeshua said, "Do not worry from morning to evening or from evening to morning about having clothes to wear." His disciples asked, "When will be the day that you appear to us? When will be the day of our vision?" Yeshua replied, "On the day when you are naked as newborn infants, who trample their clothing, then you will see the Son of the Living One, and you will have no more fear." Yeshua said, "Often you have wanted to hear the words I speak to you now. No one else can say them to you, and the days will come when you seek me and do not find me." Yeshua said, "The Pharisees and the scribes have received the keys of knowledge and hidden them. They did not go within, and those who wanted to go there were prevented by them." As for you, be as alert as the serpent and as simple as the dove. Yeshua said, "A grapevine planted away from the Father has no vitality. It will be torn up by its roots and will perish." Yeshua said, "Whoever has something in his hand will be given more. Whoever has nothing, even the little they have, will be taken away." Yeshua said, "Be passers-by." The disciples asked him, "Who are you to say these things to us?" Yeshua replied, "Do you not know me from what I say to you? Or have you become like those Judeans? If they love the tree, they despise the fruit. If they love the fruit, they despise the tree." Yeshua said, "Whoever blasphemes against the Father will be forgiven, and whoever blasphemes against the Son will be forgiven. But whoever blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven, either on earth or in heaven." Yeshua said, "Grapes are not picked from thorn bushes, nor figs from thistles, for they do not give fruit. The good offer goodness from the secret of their heart. The perverse offer perversity from the secret of their heart. That which is expressed is what overflows from the heart." Yeshua said, "From Adam to John the Baptist, no one born of woman is higher than John the Baptist. Thus his eyes will not be destroyed. But I have said, whoever among you becomes small will know the kingdom and be higher than John." Yeshua said, "A man cannot ride 2 horses, nor bend 2 bows. A servant cannot serve 2 masters, for he will honor one and disdain the other, No one drinks an old wine and then desires a new one. New wine is not put into old wineskins, for they will crack. Old wine is not put into new skins, for it will spoil. A patch of old cloth is not sewn onto a new garment, for it will tear. Yeshua said, "If two make peace with each other in a single house, then they can say to the mountain, 'Move,' and it will move." Yeshua said, "Blessed are you, the whole ones and the chosen ones. You will find the kingdom, for you came from there, and you will return." Yeshua said, "If they ask you from where you come, say, 'We were born of the light.' There where light is born of light, it holds true and is revealed within their image. If they ask you who you are, say, 'We are its children, the beloved of the Father, the living one.' If they ask you what is the sign of the Father in you, say, 'It is movement and it is repose.'" His disciples said to him, "When will the dead be at rest? When will the new world come?" He answered them, "What you are waiting for has already come, but you do not see it." His disciples said to him, 24 prophets have spoken in Israel, and they all spoke of you." He said to them, "You have disregarded the living one who is in your presence, and you have spoken of the dead." His disciples asked him, "Is circumcision useful or not?" He replied, "If it were useful, fathers would engender sons born circumcised from their mothers. Rather, it is the circumcision in spirit that is truly useful. Blessed are you, the poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven." Yeshua said, "Whoever cannot free themselves from their father and their mother cannot become my disciple. Whoever cannot free themselves from their brother and sister and does not bear their cross as I do is not worthy of me." Yeshua said, "Whoever knows the world discovers a corpse, and whoever discovers a corpse cannot be contained by the world." Yeshua said, "The kingdom of the Father is like the man who had some good seed. His enemy came at night and sowed weeds among the good seed. The man would not allow them to pull up the weeds, saying, 'I fear you might pull up the wheat as well.' Indeed, at harvest time the weeds will be conspicuous. They will be pulled up and burned." Yeshua said, "Blessed are those who have undergone ordeals. They have entered into life."